Good afternoon and welcome to the TPM 4-Minute Friday, where we show you tips and techniques that will help your everyday tasks. My name is Dana Rice and I am the Civil 3D and InfraWorks Applications Engineer. And today we are in Civil 3D 2018 and I would like to show you a method of creating points that will calculate slope and grade for you. And this method, of course, we're on the home ribbon, create ground data panel, and then if you go under points and expand that, look under create points by interpolate and then create points by relative location. Okay, let me just go ahead and start that and we'll dive right in here. You definitely want to pay attention to your command line during this command because it will show you step by step what to do. Specify first point. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the node OSNAP and select this point that I have created. Okay. Specify an elevation for the first control point. Now, because I use node and snapped to a COGO point, it is picking up the elevation, 100. I want that, so I will hit the enter button. Specify second point. Now, where I pick, so I'm going to use my left mouse button and pick right there. You see that yellow arrow? That second control point, specifying the second point, I am telling this command which direction I want my points to be laid out. So in other words, I can actually do multiple points here. Now what it's asking me, specify an elevation for the second control point, or do I want to let the command calculate a difference or by slope or by grade. So in other words, if I know the next elevation that this point will be at, I can punch that in. Or I can have this incredibly expensive calculator do the work for me. I can do an elevation difference. I can tell it the next elevation, the next point will be at an elevation -5 or +5, etc. I can calculate a slope, I can calculate a grade. I'm going to use grade because, this drawing here is a parking lot. So basically what I'm doing, I'm using this point method, this point creation method to calculate a -2 grade away from my, my sidewalk. So I've selected grade and I will put a -2. All right. Distance. Okay. So using the endpoint, let's do a distance at the end of the parking stall. Okay. And also, I use the endpoint OSNAP to pick. You can also punch in a number, so if the stall is about 18 feet long, 19 feet long, depending upon municipality, you could type that number in. Okay. Specify an offset. I'm going to leave it at 0. What this means, again, you see this yellow arrow. The points will be directly on that arrow because I have it set at 0. If I wanted the points to be a foot to the right, I would punch in 1. If I wanted to be 2 feet to the left, I would type in -2. But I'm going to leave it at 0, so let me hit enter. Enter a point description, EL for elevation, and that will put it in a point group that I already have created. Okay, so you can see, if you look up here, there is a point set. I'm still in the command. It's saying, okay, what's your next distance? Okay, well, let's set a point in the middle of the drive lane, 0. Same description, EL, so I will hit the enter button. Another distance. Let's do, I'm going to pick this endpoint, so kind of the beginning of this, parking area. Offset 0, elevation, description, EL, enter. All right. Let me hit the escape button to get out of that command, and I'm going to come over here to my tool space, right-click on point groups and update, and they will show up. The labels will show up. So as you can see, kind of clean these up a little so you can read it. As you can see, I started out with a point with an elevation of 100, and I told the software, I told this command that I'm moving in this direction and I want you to calculate by a grade of -2 away from the original point, and I told it the specific distances where I want it. So in other words, rather than me getting out my engineering calculator and calculating the grade, I let the software do the work for me. So again, that is a points creation methodology, and that is listed under create points, interpolate by relative location. Okay? And I will be producing a few more of these videos centered on some of the other point creation methodologies. Okay. Well, thank you very much for spending a bit of your time with TPM and the 4 Minute Friday. My name is Dana Rice, and I hope you have an excellent day.